So out of 7 hours, you said 2.5 hours was wrestling.
Out of 7.5 hours, 2 hours and 47 minutes and 4 seconds was wrestling. Bell to bell, 37% of the entire show. But what's disgusting is that you took a whole hour and 27 minutes for advertisements. And going by the way you paced these matches, you could have fit 5 to 6 more matches in that damn hour. HHW fam, what's good? My name is VSOP.
Stephen Gold, beautiful people, what's up?
Well, WrestleMania is come and gone.
And another one down, another one down, another one bites the dust.
It was an interesting WrestleMania. It had its highs and it had its lows.
That it was.
And the shared sentiment amongst my watch party group was that night one was less than optimal.
Oh, yeah. It was terrible, man.
And then night two saved it.
It did. It literally did.
Was night one as trash as people are making it out to be?
If I had to put it on a grading scale, I would say a C.
For night one?
It was basically, my perception of it was like a PLE full of Monday Night Raw main events.
It felt like a bunch of TV matches.
It did.
Yeah. Didn't seem like WrestleMania.
It was just a fucking appetizer. I'm going to get these Philly cheesesteak egg rolls. They cool, but, I'm ready to have the goddamn pasta. You know what I'm saying? Fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. It was an appetizer.
They didn't give us the fettuccine Alfredo with the chicken on night one. We didn't get that.
No, we didn't, man.
I think it's important before we start to talk the shit, is that we make sure that we give props and respect to all the performers.
Most
because
definitely.
they did what they were told to do.
Most definitely.
They didn't mess anything up. They
No.
put on their best gear and they came out and they worked with what they had.
They did.
The problem is not the workers. With the exception of Randy and Cody, even their match wasn't bad. It just had all that doo-doo all over it, just smeared all over it from the Pat McAfee and the Jelly Roll shit.
Yeah.
And I think we went into it with our expectations lowered, our excitement lowered, and just a bad taste in the mouth because of all the shit that was smeared across what could have been a perfect angle. And then they end the match like a goddamn episode of SmackDown.
I hated that too. And you called it. You said the ending was going to be ass. And you definitely called it. So I was thinking about you the whole time I was watching it, man. You called out a lot of stuff that came to fruition.
Yeah, I was pretty accurate on a few things.
Yeah, you was.
We're going to talk about that. I think what bothered me the most, and I think what bothered everybody the most, at least the people who were watching it live, the advertisements, bro, the 4-minute advertisement blocks after every match. Do you know for the entire weekend, there was like 90 minutes of advertisements? USA Today, they actually posted some stats. Let me give them to you real quick. It blew my mind. All right, so the entire weekend, the total runtime was 7 hours and 28 minutes for the show. For the matches, out of that 7 hours, you got 2 hours and 47 minutes of wrestling.
Wow.
You got 1 hour and 57 minutes of entrances.
Wow.
Do you understand that the Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton entrance was 18 minutes?
That shit was long as fuck.
And the match was like 23?
The match time is like the same as much as the entrance. That's a problem.
It's crazy, bro. In terms of ads, 1 hour and 27 minutes. Post-match activity, 43 minutes and 21 seconds. Promos, 17 minutes. Intros, 8 minutes. Pre-match activity, 6 minutes. But out of the 13 matches, only 4 went over 15 minutes. I would say at least on night one, everything felt rushed and abruptly ending, whereas night two still had some short matches, but for some reason, I think the pacing was a lot better, but it still had the stank of all the advertisements.
The fluidity was amazing for night two.
3 of the matches had a longer entrance than the actual match, being the women's tag match, which is crazy, but shout out to Nia and Lash coming out in the Demolition outfit.
That was fire. Yeah, salute, ladies.
Liv Morgan versus Stephanie, Oba Femi versus Lesnar, all shorter than the damn entrance.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't have the time, Gold. They had the time. Out of the 7.5 hour show, 37% was wrestling.
Sounds accurate. Because I was literally like, watching the show, like I'm like, these are some long ass commercials, man. I'm like, God damn, when we get back to the show? Like every time you think it was done, it was like another commercial, another commercial, another commercial. I'm like, sheesh. So that lets you know that these sponsors, man, they pay some big money for these TV spots.
WWE has become quite the prostitute.
Straight business, man. All business.
Triple H, who's the head of creative, who's been there since 1995, said, yeah, go out there, Liv and Stephanie, and have a 8-minute match.
Yeah.
That was his idea. We'll talk about that a little bit later because some new discoveries came out from Mark Shapiro. Apparently TKO put their hands all in the pot.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the matches didn't have good pacing or fluidity. As you said, most ended abruptly, like that was it. Hell, even the I Show Speed match, that was it? What?
Hey, man, call me crazy, but that joint was, I enjoyed it.
And then the Cody Randy match was just, plagued with just the bullshit fan response. Yeah. Cody was pretty much working as a heel. And honestly, they got Pat McAfee the fuck out of there right in the beginning and at the end. It was just a stupid finish, though.
It was. But you know what? I just think that was them listening to the people, bro. Like, I think that was them saying, damn, we really did fuck this shit up. So I believe the feedback from, was it IWC? I just think they heard so much feedback that they just was not f***ing with it. That was them like pulling back, saying, all right, let's retreat on the first plan. I think the plan changed. The plan was going to be for Randy to get the title, but I think that Pat McAfee just f***ed it up so bad that they just had no choice but to like turn it around.
And Pat McAfee, as we mentioned last time we spoke, like he loves wrestling. His heart's in the business. He was just a prop thrown into this shit. We didn't need him. Reports say at first he turned the shit down.
Yeah.
And then he said on TV after this was all over that he's going to fulfill his obligation by not coming back.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he thought this damn angle was trash.
If the person that you want to put in this position says it's a bad idea, then why would you force it? Because I guess that's what corporations, they think they know what's best sometimes, even if it's a shit idea, so it takes for them to like, they'd rather put their hand on the eye and get burned the fuck out of rather than just say, hey, listen to somebody say, hey, you might not want to do that. That shit hot as fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, fuck you. I'll run this, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to try it anyway. I just think so many people was talking so much shit about how bad that idea was, like incorporate him into the story. They had no choice but to turn it around.
I feel like it was all for nothing.
It was.
Cody got to speak up, man. He said it on SmackDown. He's talking about the conspiracy theories and all this shit about them fucking with him the last 3 years. And I'm like, yes, that is the truth. This is the 3rd year in a row they have messed with your main event. Company guy. You got to tell them no. But now Pat's gone. It's time to move on. It's a new season. The ads, the pacing, that's what made night one.
Booty.
It's not because of the performers. It's because of what the performers were booked to do.
Yeah.
And the damn ads. But you had the time. You couldn't figure out how to get Asuka and Io Sky on this card. I mean, if you're doing nothing but a bunch of 7 to 9 minute matches, from what I'm looking at, you got a whole extra 5+ hours you could have worked with.
Yeah. So out of 7 hours, you said 2.5 hours was wrestling.
Out of 7.5 hours, 2 hours and 47 minutes and 4 seconds was wrestling. Bell to bell. 37% of the entire show. But what's disgusting is that you took a whole hour and 27 minutes for advertisements. And going by the way you paced these matches, you could have fit 5 to 6 more matches in that damn hour.
Or either just made like the big matches longer.
Right.
Yeah, I was laughing at myself because you called it, you said Brock and Nova was going to be 5 minutes. I timed that shit on my phone. I think it was 4 minutes and 40 seconds, bro.
Yep.
Wow.
Shorter than the entrances. But you're not going to get a 15-minute, 20-minute banger out of Brock. Brock likes the explosive short matches. Not that he's not capable. I've seen him have an hour-long Iron Man match with Kurt Angle, like in 2002 or 2003, whenever that was. Whenever he was champ.
Yeah. Granted, I still enjoyed it.
52 minutes of those ads were on night one. The other 35 was on night 2.
Okay. That makes sense. Because it did seem like night one was stretched the fuck out. I was like, where the match is at, man?
Think about the people who spent so many thousands of dollars to be there.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton and Kittle and all them, they rich. They can afford a $16,000 front row seat.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume the rest of that elite bunch could as well.
They just paying for the atmosphere, man. Just to say, yo, I was at WrestleMania.
For a lot of people there, that was their first WrestleMania. So I hope they got the experience that they wanted.
Yeah, me too.
I would have been very disappointed if I only had night one. Luckily, night two was really, really good. And if they would have paced night one the right way, this could have been a really great WrestleMania. But I'm going to rank this night one damn near the bottom of all the 2-night WrestleManias they've done.
What grade would you give it if you had to give it a grade night one?
A D.
He said, I only got to think about it.
Not because of the performances.
Yeah.
Not because of the performers. Because of all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Disappointing and frustrating. They fixed it for night two. I felt like the ladder match was paced perfectly fine for the craziness that they did within the match. So I was cool with that. I thought Oba Brock was perfect in terms of the intensity and the crowd heat. Again, Oba's a star. He had this whole damn football stadium doing his shuffle. Mm-hmm. Some people have rhythm, some people don't.
Get out of my head. I was gonna say that too, man. You got people going like this. Like,
right.
You doing?
Right. At least they're into it. I'll give them that. They're into it. What did you think about Paige coming back?
I mean, I heard of her, but I wasn't really like homed in when she was first in WWE. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of like, oh, they really like her. But shout out to her though. Welcome back. I mean, she looks great because they put her old picture up. Like I was online looking at stuff. She got right before she came back. She looks great.
Yeah, she grew up in the business overseas. So wrestling is in her blood. And her debut on the main roster was actually beating AJ Lee and taking the women's championship.
Ooh.
So, and then she was part of the women's revolution once they started to shift to the revolution. And then that's when Becky Lynch and Charlotte came in. That's why they kind of zoomed in on when Charlotte and Paige were in the ring, because they used to be in a stable together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Becky, Charlotte, and Paige were one stable. The Bellas and Alicia Fox were another stable. And then Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks were another stable. And then shortly after, Bayley came in, and I'm forgetting her name. Dana Brooke. I don't know if you remember her. Then Alexa Bliss, all of them started just to come in, and then WWE Women's Wrestling got serious. And Paige had what we thought was a career-ending injury with her neck. So she retired. And then she showed up later. She had like a short run in AEW for a little bit. And then she left there. And now she's back in WWE, tag champ. Don't know what they're going to do with her. But hey, it's always good to have another face. And I would like to see her and Rhea Ripley.
So how do you feel about that her and Bella getting the titles?
It makes me feel as if the plan was to put it on the Bellas the entire time. That's what I'm thinking. But they should have just kept that on Nia and Lash. But I'm biased because I love me some Nia Jax and some Lash Legend.
I was looking forward to Bayley and Lyra getting it, man. But, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. There's time. They need to spruce the tag team division up anyway. It's gotten stale now because it's the same people fighting each other over and over.
It's got back to that feeling.
Then got back to that feeling.
Yeah, well, I hope they at least go back and forth between Raw and SmackDown. That keeps it kind of cool and exciting.
They'll figure this shit out. Good to see Paige make her return.
Welcome back, Paige.
Although Io Sky could have been there. And Asuka. And Kairi Sane. But all right.
And Carmella Hayes.
Royce Keys, who won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
So someone would ask you too, like, what is that, the Andre the Giant Memorial, like, what does that entail? Does that like put you in position for like a Intercontinental or U.S. title run, or is it just kind of like, all right, this person's next up? Like, it just seems like it's just.
It doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. I wanted to hear you say it.
Yeah, no, it means absolutely nothing except a big ass trophy and a pose. At least Carmelo made it turn it into a chain.
Yeah, that was fire.
But it's pretty much like the Madden curse of WWE. Because you win it and they don't do shit with you for a while. They don't even call back and say, oh man, former Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. They don't, it means nothing. Here's a way to get you on TV. Let's throw you in this battle royal. And now we don't even do it on the main show anymore. I told you Becky Lynch was going to take that title back.
You did, man. I just, it's like, what more can she do with it though? Becky's doing her thing. I like Hill Becky. Hill Becky, maybe they just don't know what they want to do with her next. So that's why they keep giving her that damn title back. I kind of feel like she's a placeholder for the title. Hold on to this until we figure out what we want to do next.
Well, I think now it's time to like maybe get some new contenders.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah.
It's time for
Who'd
Becky.
you put up next? Who you got on your list? Like, who, if you had to like book a rivalry next with Becky?
Well, if Becky Lynch is going to remain a heel, then Io Sky. Have Io Sky.
Yeah. But she's already like got the world championship, so you don't feel like she's kind of like graduated to stay in that top contenders level? Not downplaying Becky. We know Becky's Becky. But that's why I'm saying I feel like the Intercontinental is kind of like an up-and-coming title, and Becky's already a legend. So to me, that's why it didn't make sense for her to keep having that title.
Well, AJ Lee is a former
world champ.
Divas champ.
Yeah, she was coming back though. So that made sense to me. But it's just like, you know, big time Beck. It's like, all right, what are we doing? Not unless it's just, she's just in that OG role where she just wants to like bring people up, and she's cool with doing that. I mean, that would make sense.
Well, the other option would be Sol Ruca.
I would love it.
Sol Ruca, and I don't know if Zaria's coming, but if she does, that'd be cool. But Sol Ruca would probably be the other fresh option because I can't think of another face on Raw. It's Bayley, Lyra, Sol Ruca, and Io Sky.
Io Sky, yeah. I think Lyra's kind of cooling down too, man, because, you know, Lyra was hot for a while, but it just seems like she's just getting cold and cold, bro.
I mean, if they want, they could turn Becky back face, since her husband is face again. And then have Becky go against Roxanne or Raquel or some of the other heels on the roster.
I called it. I said Raquel. I think Raquel should be the next contender for that title, but going back to what you said, Becky's a heel. So they rarely do heel versus heel.
I like heel versus heels, just,
Me too.
Sometimes that backfire. But Becky got the belt back. Big time Bex. Let's see what she do when she comes back next week. I assume whoever her next challenger is going to be will pop up and we'll get some insight into what she'll be doing next. But I want the AJ Lee feud to be over. I don't want to see Becky with Lyra or Bayley again either. That was last summer. They don't need to do it this summer.
Do something different, man.
Yeah, do something different. But shout out to Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Big time Bex.
Rollins versus Gunther did exactly what I told you was going to happen. Seth Rollins is going to get cut up with a spear, and that's what happened. And then Seth went to sleep. And it didn't hurt him at all. It was a fun match. Those two have great chemistry.
A+ match, man.
Let's go ahead and keep them separated. I like the fact that Seth is occupied with his beef with Braun. So they can stretch out another match with Seth and Gunther for a later day with bigger stakes.
Agreed.
And shout out to Bianca Belair.
Yeah, man. Her and Montez Ford. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Very happy for you.
So now what makes sense? Yeah.
Makes sense for her to take some more time off. And then she got surgery on her hand. So she can have the baby, go through her paternity leave, and decide when she wants to come back. I think Becky, when she had her baby, she took like a whole year off. You're still young. Decide, do you want to come back at all? You might love motherhood so much. So either way, when you do come back, there's going to be a lot of new toys for you to play with. Shout out to Bianca. It was great to see her. Congratulations to Montez.
Yeah, man. My dog, man. I love Montez, bro. I can't wait till he get his singles running.
Yeah, good to see him back on TV. I guess they're a Raw talent now, which is, okay. All right. I'm not going to say shit until I see what they do.
Yeah, 100%. I was excited to see him back, though.
I was really happy to see him back, but I have no take on it until I see what they do next week and the week after. Because those guys have been MIA for no goddamn reason for a while. Cody Rhodes versus Orton, we talked about it. I don't think the match was terrible. I'm going to watch it again.
Me too.
They were trying to tell us the best story they could, but ultimately it ended up being a TV match when it was all said and done, with Randy doing that crazy punt, which I believe Cody's eye was up before the punt, but hey, Good job selling it because Cody's eye looked gross.
You did.
You know, hitting him with the belt, doing the standover. I thought I was watching SmackDown.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's what it felt just like that. And the Pat McAfee shit, bro, like jelly roll, the elbow drop, it's like cheesy. Cheesy, bro. I'm like, come on, man. And then he comes back out with the referee shirt on. It's like,
was that even going to count?
Exactly.
And for whatever reason, Randy decided to give Pat the RKO. The fans loved it.
That part too. It's so random. It's like, wait.
But it was stupid. It was what?
Yeah, I was confused.
What are you, huh?
Yeah.
I think they just gonna brush this shit off, sweep it right under the rug.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to see a pattern with all this unfinished. What if The Rock put in Cody's hands 2 years ago?
Exactly. we talked about this, bro. They need to start bookmarking shit, man. And mark my words. You saw that Pat McAfee said, if I lose, I'm not coming back no more. He's going to pop back up. Watch.
They're going to put Pat McAfee in the damn Hall of Fame.
I wouldn't be surprised.
TKO will call that shit in the next 3 to 4 years.
I wouldn't be surprised. And Pat, man, we're not hating on you, man. It's just...
We're not hating on you. Honestly, I would love for you to come back and be on commentary.
Me too. He was great commentary.
Or be a heel for some other up-and-coming talent.
Mm-hmm.
Come pick on Carmelo so he can get over and get a rub from your heat. So that way you're on your show talking about Carmelo. So more eyes are on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar versus Oba. We talked about that. Exactly what it needed to be. Brock really put Oba Femi over. So shout out to Brock. And I was surprised by his retirement, if he's retired. They were hinting that was going to happen anyway at the hands of Gunther.
Yeah.
Which is why I was thinking about that favor.
Okay. But I see what you're thinking, bro. The favor would be like Brock to come back?
Yeah, because how could Paul Heyman do anything to help Gunther with his world title aspiration?
I don't see it. He don't need no help.
Roman Reigns ain't fucking with Paul, so again, what can Paul do?
Exactly.
But keep that dangling up there, so unless you want to brush that under the rug too. The rumor was that Gunther was going to be in Brock's last match. Maybe not retire Brock, and I would still love to see that. There's money there.
I don't know, man, but once they take the shoes and gloves, though, that kind of means they done.
Yeah, exactly. Once they take the shoes off, it's typically done. So I don't know. But hey, shout out to Brock. He did business.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, if he's done, he went out the traditional way by putting over the next talent. And Oba is that dude.
I like when he came to Raw, he was like, the ruler has arrived. And that's all he said, just dropped the mic and left.
I like that nickname too, the ruler. Because you know how WWE be with them nicknames. The Archer of Infamy, the Empress of Tomorrow, the Man that Gravity Forgot, all that stupid shit. No, we're calling Oba Femi the ruler. Go ahead and get that on the shirt. That's it. Now it's time for him to rule. So do you think undefeated streak? Or like what should his trajectory be?
Damn.
How can we delay his inevitable title shot?
Well, we obviously know who his next opponent is not going to be as far as the world championship goes. So it's like, damn, I don't see nobody being a motherfucking actual problem against Oba now, bro. That's going to be hard. Good luck with that. It being believable. Brock was like, well, Gunther,
they might have to save that.
Yeah,
or just do it right away.
Yeah. But I would say that would be the next big match, him and Gunther.
That would be the next threat, would be Gunther and Roman. If they don't do Oba, Femi, and Roman, they throwing $1 million out the window.
That's going to happen, but it can't happen right away. Yeah. I would have loved Oba versus Jacob. That would have been fire.
That would be fantastic. Oba versus Drew, because Drew might come back to Raw. Or maybe not. They had so many people from SmackDown show up on Raw. I'm like, all right, well, who's SmackDown about to get?
Well, they got Rhea now, but Rhea might be a floater.
So Drew, Randy, Cody, of course, or Sheamus, Damian Priest. I feel like I'm forgetting another mean guy.
Omos, but he's in NXT right now.
Him and LA Knight would be good. Him versus everybody who's been on top for the past 4 years would be good. Oba versus Seth, probably be an amazing match. Because Seth knows She knows how to direct a good story.
Yeah. Him and Jay.
Hell,
Oh, him and Solo Sikoa.
Him and Solo, him and Braun.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just see what they do with Oba. I just hope they just ride the momentum and just proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Don't mess this up if you got something with some Goldberg heat. Because that Oba chant, come on now.
Yeah. Undeniable.
He got the chant and the strut.
Mm-hmm. Undeniable, man.
Yeah, of course, Penta retained the IC title. Ladder match was cool. With the 15 minutes that they did, it was a very entertaining 15 minutes. And I knew that Mexican Destroyer on the ladder was going to happen. And that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rusev for eating that OG cutter off the ladder.
Yeah. And I told you, I said Javon was going to, well, you called JD too. JD did like that damn Spanish fly off the ladder. That was fire. But I knew Javon was going to do something crazy.
So what it says now is the IC picture. We got All Ego Ethan Page on the main roster.
I saw that, yeah. I'm happy about that.
I don't know if you've seen his antics on NXT, but perfect heel to be in this particular mix. So got a win over my boy Javon, but they were feuding at NXT for the North American Championship when they were both down there. So them renewing their feud was probably like based off their chemistry. Let's just have them run it back so the fans can see, Ego in action.
You know who I want to see Ethan go against?
Who?
I want to see him on LA Knight.
I would love to see, yeah. That fits very well.
It does.
Yeah.
I think that'll be very entertaining.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what Ethan Page is going to be doing. I think he just carries himself like that cocky, arrogant, All Ego nickname makes sense. And he was dope in AEW. They just couldn't push him consistently. But he came to NXT, earned his way to the main roster. I think good things are going to happen for him. The IC title mix is a little bit more interesting because we got one more face involved, all going after Penta. But I still think we need some other new faces going after Penta as well. But I think that's going to be Javon's first championship.
I think so too.
Out of many.
Yeah, I can see it, man.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think it's going to be this year or next year?
This year.
What would be the perfect time? You think SummerSlam?
SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam still is like one of the big four to me, now the big five.
It is.
So of course I push everything out to one of the big pay-per-views. But SummerSlam would be good. If you're trying to do a 2-night show with all the titles on the line, why not shine in the football stadium in Minneapolis?
They got to do something, Rusev, man, because Rusev just kind of like, I don't know, he getting cold, man.
He did the standover on Penta, so he's going to be at least a new threat for now.
I hope so.
That tag team match is coming. Javon and Penta versus Rusev and Ego, because same shit, different toilet.
Mm-hmm.
That train is never late.
Nope.
All right, so we got the Demon, Finn Balor, had a impromptu street fight. First of all, they just announced the Demon out of nowhere. And then the day of the show, all of a sudden it's a damn street fight?
Yeah.
Okay. A good reason to do the double foot stomp through a table. I liked it.
I did too.
It served its purpose.
I enjoyed it.
But not much to say about the match. It was fine.
It served its purpose.
It served its purpose. I'm glad to see the old Finn Balor back going by his match with JD.
You only want to bring the Demon out for special occasions. It's kind of like puts me in mind of like same thing with like Mick Foley. Like only certain matches you'll get Cactus Jack when he feel like he needed to be real reckless. You know what I'm saying? And then he go back to being Mankind. Yeah,
the Demon has to be awoken, provoked and awoken. That makes sense. But he's back to, old school pre-Judgment Day Finn Balor now. But the question is there a main event ceiling for Finn Balor? Can he work his way up to having a match with the Tribal Chief? Technically, they faced each other for the Universal title when it was first introduced way back when, 10 years ago.
I think that's a long-ass line, bro. It's the Jacob threw me off. It's like, that's so random.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, you have LA Knight, who you got trolling to win. Jey Uso's out of the picture to get that title back because now he's back. I guess the bloodline's kind of back. Who else, man? Gunther, Oba, if he's officially on Raw now. But yeah, that made no sense. Because now I think it's official, right? They're going against each other at Backlash. Jacob versus Roman. Yeah, but that was just random. I think they're just trying to like save face now, man, because they know they f***ed up. So it's like, all right, let's do something to get people excited. It was like, who wouldn't want to see Roman versus Jacob?
I got to see some Jacob Bronson Reed and then some Jacob Braun Breaker. Then, of course, Jacob Oba Femi and then Jacob Rusev, and then Jacob Penta. We got like 2 years of feuds on Raw right now.
I'm all for it, but I just thought it was so fucking random. And you notice how he went back to his old music?
I heard someone say that, and I didn't notice it because it was the same melody. Did he change it? He went back to the old drums?
He did, yeah. It's basically, the newer music was his old music sped up. But then it was like, he went back to like Bloodline Roman theme music.
The Hill version.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice that.
I said VS might be right. They might be doing the Bloodline shit again. Mm-hmm.
And apparently he said he's going to be here all through the summer.
Once again, they heard us talking shit.
We said if you got that title, you need to have a plan. Let's see how Sammy acts on Friday.
Yeah.
If he don't show up on Raw himself. See if they throwing them ones up again.
You calling it, man. It do seem like they're trying to go back to that.
That might have been a blow off right there.
What purpose, though?
To dominate. Yeah, because I don't know who's a heel when it comes to Roman. His character really has not changed. He's still an arrogant, cocky son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is. He is, man.
So that'll be an interesting test of an interesting crowd reaction, but probably a very fun match. So, okay, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get it twisted. He'll show up next week, but a week after that, he ain't going to be there.
Yeah, you might see him like once every month.
Maybe twice.
See if it's like a PLE around the corner.
Trick Williams, we both predicted that Trick was going to get that U.S. title. Another match that served its purpose. That was pretty much like a SmackDown match as well, but
it was.
With the time they had, 7 to 8 minutes, Trick looked good, Sammy looked good, and the finish was fine.
It was. I was excited about that, man. You know, Trick, my dog, man. I think now the next, if they were smart, man, like they start doing the him versus Carmelo build up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get Trick and some more feuds. More people for him to mess with. U.S. title, open challenge. Do you think it's going to continue or end?
No, I was watching an interview with him. He said he wants it to feel like somebody earned a shot at Trick Williams. And I was like, yeah, good for you, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he was going to kill that.
But now that he got that belt, let's see what type of shit he's going to be talking this week on SmackDown. Looking forward to it.
Me too, man. Trick Willie.
Rhea Ripley carried Jade Cargill to Jade's best match in WWE and AEW.
Yeah.
Because Rhea is that bitch. She said it, not me.
Yeah. And you took that out my head too. I think that's the best match I've seen Jade in, bro.
It was well paced. The amount of time they spent in the match was fine. Amongst my complaints of short match times, that was not one of them. That was good for Jade to shine, for Rhea to shine. Nice counters. Jade went for the one-winged angel. I was like, okay. Shout out to Kenny Omega. Rhea has been on Raw for like the past 5 years. Now she's going to be a permanent SmackDown fixture. I would like for her to move on from Jade. But something tells me that's not the case. But maybe when we get Jordan Grace back, we can get something new and fresh and exciting.
I think that'd
I'd like to see that. You can do Rhea versus Rhea Alexa, Rhea Charlotte, Rhea Lash.
I want to see Rhea versus Lash.
Yeah, Rhea versus Lash. Rhea's already taken on Nia Jax a million times, but they'll probably do it as a placeholder, as a pullover or something. Rhea versus Tiffany Stratton. Who else is on the roster?
Julia?
Rhea versus Julia. Rhea versus Kiana James. I like Kiana James. She's really good.
I do too. She's like a powerhouse like her too.
Shout out to Jade. She didn't have the best run as a women's world champion, but she definitely embodied the presence, the aura, the style. I like her new baddies group, and I hope they continue to flourish and do great things because Naomi will be back eventually. I don't know when, but Bianca's pretty much out for most likely the remainder of the year.
Yeah.
So we're not getting Bianca Jade for a while.
Maybe next WrestleMania.
So, maybe. Who they going to bring up to SmackDown on Friday from NXT? I'm interested to see who they choose for that, if they do anyone. But I assume at least 2 people won't show up on SmackDown.
Why not, bro?
Because Raw got a lot of people. All Ego, Ethan Page, got Sol Ruka, Joe Hendry. His debut on Raw is next week.
Damn. So they got to send somebody to SmackDown, bro.
They got to send somebody to SmackDown. Maybe Ricky Starks, maybe JC Jane, maybe Kalani Jordan. Hell, Lola Vice, but Lola Vice still got that title, so maybe not.
Yeah. I got to see Ricky Starks being on SmackDown. Him and The Miz, Get in the feud. That would be funny.
Shout out to Ricky Starks. Excuse me, Ricky Saints. I don't know why you can't use Starks. That sounds better than Saints, but since New Orleans is your home, it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Royce Keys were a tag team. They were a unit back in AEW. It would make sense to put them back together.
We'll see what they do, man.
And then, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, which I'm so glad Pat McAfee didn't have his hands on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect build-up with the talking, with the physicality, with the violence. They cooled it down just to hype it back up with probably one of the best WrestleMania main events that I've seen in a long time.
It was really good, man. I was looking forward to my boy CM pulling it out, bro.
He tried, but he got tired at the end, and I like that story right there.
Me too.
I like the way that ended. Shout out to him for saying, you know what, I'm going to pull this one out at my age. And I was like, I don't know if you're going to make this jump. That table looks far away, but he made it with precision.
Yeah. And I knew it was over, man. When he went for the low blow, I was like, yeah, he about to lose.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what story are you guys trying to tell me right now with the low blow?
Yeah. I guess that was them saying, like, he was all out of, like, ideas. He didn't know what to do. But as soon as they did that, I was like, damn, he gonna lose. I knew it. I knew it.
That match was 30-plus minutes. That was a main event. It was better than last year's CM Punk Roman Seth main event. Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to make the argument that, they call Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania. But I could probably name 5 to 6 great CM Punk WrestleMania matches.
He's undeniable, man. Like, all like past issues in the locker room, when it came to be showtime, man, he always showed up.
Yeah.
Always did. And they said, usually the people that know they're great are arrogant, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just glad he took some time off and got his mind right and came back with a different perspective, whether people still falling or not, man. Like, CM Punk will give you a great ass match, bro.
I was disappointed with his shenanigans in AEW. Mm-hmm. But I was happy to see him come back to WWE, deliver one of the best feuds of 2024. Mm-hmm. 2 feuds. Him and Seth's feud was great, and him and Drew's feud was great.
Both of them, yep.
Right? His SummerSlam main event with Gunther, I still love that match. I know a lot of people complain about it. I don't know why. That was like the essence of old school wrestling main event.
I was on the edge of my seat, man.
His path to getting the world title, not getting hurt and successfully defending it. Mm-hmm. And then finally having his WrestleMania main event. The reason he left in 2014, because he was pissed off that he could not main event WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. They always put somebody over him, a.k.a. John Cena. Mm-hmm. He said, fuck it, I had enough. I got this FU money. I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. Now he's finally went into, as you mentioned last week, he went into Mania, last match of the weekend with the title, and had the best match of the weekend. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Mr. WrestleMania, CM Punk, the new Mr. WrestleMania. You did it. So now whatever you want to do next, do it. They're teasing that Cody feud. I don't know if they want to do that right away, but they need to do it at some point.
And that's why I was pissed. That's why I wanted him to win. I wanted to see him and Cody at Crown Jewel, man.
Yeah, that would have been dope. But now seeing him versus Cody with Punk trying to go after that title, they could tell a great story with that because they're friends. Mm-hmm. How bad does Punk want that title? Mm-hmm. And Punk won't let Pat McAfee get involved. So,
yeah.
Although that match screams WrestleMania to me.
Yeah.
But it said that to me when he first got there. Again, how much time do you got left? So shout out to CM Punk for just knowing how to last. They're so over, they know the pacing. I mean, if you pay attention to a Randy Orton match, he doesn't even have the 5 moves of doom. He has like 3. Mm-hmm. He just knows how to do the pacing. Storytelling, they call it. Psychology.
Yeah.
Punk has that, which is why that match with Roman was so amazing.
It was, man. Same thing with Ray. You saw how Ray, even though he was in a ladder match, he was still being careful.
Right. Right. He's like, I ain't got to do the crazy shit I did in 1996 versus Psychosis and Dean Malenko and all them. Mm-hmm. I'm so over that everything that I do matters. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say that one big spot for whenever I have to. And then just help direct the rest of these young folk around so we can have a good, cohesive ladder match. So night 2, that felt like WrestleMania. Night
Yeah, it
one
did.
felt like the SmackDown before WrestleMania.
It did.
And hopefully they'll take some notes. But this is the direction of WrestleMania now, going forward. These fucking ads. But hopefully they can do some adjusting to the amount of wrestling we get, especially with these astronomical prices that they're charging. And I will say it till I can't say it anymore. Saudi Arabia WrestleMania won't be a good barometer of where the business is going because that event's going to sell out regardless. And it's going to be 90% Saudi Arabia folks, which makes sense. But these prices, man, is really, it's upsetting. And so that was another part I was going to lead to before we wrap things up, was that Mark Shapiro, he did another, I don't know if it was a speech or interview or whatever, but he pretty much said that TKO actually has full creative control. So they are overriding some of the shit that Triple H is doing. And
Are you surprised?
Based off what we got now, like they pretty much take responsibility for the Pat McAfee thing. They think that having Pat McAfee and Logan Paul and ISO Speed is the best thing for business. And he said, hey, doing this, we're going to lose some fans. They're going to alienate some fans. And, he said a lot of people will say it's too expensive or they don't like this choice or that choice, but this is just the way it is now. For a fan or the people who don't want to watch us on multiple platforms, like he used the analogy of to watch the whole season of the Yankees, you got to watch across 10 different streaming services and it's going to cost you about $1,000.
It's the name of the game, man, is hustling, bro. Like these corporations, they're going to figure out any and every way they can how they can get as much money out of people as possible. With the video game, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they're coming up with different ways to get more money.
They're going to get it too. And that's the sad part.
Yeah. I told you when I was talking to the guys, like when I went to the SmackDown event, Rhea charges like $250 to take pictures or whatever. I'm like, I ain't knocking her, but that's her hustle too. But it's just like, is that her thing or is that something that she and the WWE has a agreement with? Or like they get an X amount of percent of, you know what I'm saying?
They're letting you know, brace for it. Hey, you keep riding with us or you stop. The only way this is going to change is if fans stop buying tickets, which it didn't sell at WrestleMania. They did not hit an attendance record. They announced 105,000 fans. And some people say they may have padded that. They moved the stage up, if you notice that, because all those seats behind the stage were empty, a quarter of the way up than where it would normally be. That stage was pretty ugly as well. It's kind of atrocious. The way they put the pillars, it didn't look good as last year's stage.
It didn't. This looked like they just took the Raw stage and just kind of like just stretched it out.
Yeah, I'm sure someone liked it, but I didn't like it.
I wasn't a fan of it either.
50,000 fans, they announced on night one. 55,000, they announced on night two. Not an attendance record, but they still announced it. But some tells me they probably still made more money this year than they did last year.
Oh, yeah. $16,000 tickets?
$16,000 tickets, like
hell yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. That just that whole floor, hundreds of $1,000s right there on the floor.
Just on the floor, bro.
Yeah.
And then you got people paying what, like $300 for nosebleeds?
Right. So those who really want to be there are going to be there. I can't justify it because, especially, it's one thing if you were still giving us the product that was on the level of your last reasonably priced show, WrestleMania 40. But you're not. You're giving people way less and charging a lot more.
It's like paying like like you go to a restaurant, I like my food, analogies. It's like
Go for it.
You pay for a $30 plate at a restaurant, but no, you're gonna pay $30 for a TV dinner. No, that.
Right.
A $30 for a Michelina, bro. Hell no.
Right. So you go to Ruth Chris and they give you a steak-um.
Exactly.
It's weird, man.
Don't insult me, man.
Mark Shapiro must be so rich. He's just like, F it. We are intentionally making decisions that we know are going to drive some of our fans away. The ones who cannot afford a 16,000 second row seat, the audacity. And the ones who counted on WrestleMania as a once in a lifetime trip. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Like myself, sitting in Chicago for 83 minutes of wrestling for $675, 4 matches. There's the fans who got the money who are going to make it happen. But the only way this is going to change is for the attendance to go down. They realized they had to discount those tickets and still couldn't sell the building out. Some would say, well, also it was a bad build. I don't think the build was that terrible. I just think that the ticket prices and the overall cost of going to Vegas and it being in Vegas the second time.
Yeah.
Some people did rebel against that, but I don't think it was loud enough for them to make a change because they're going to gross more money this year than they did last year. And they will not hesitate to let you know how much money they made this year. They're going to see that as a win.
And I still say the biggest mistake they made was like having a in the same city twice.
I agree.
That was the biggest mistake, first and foremost.
So, I mean, we'll see what they do. If we're still in the Iran conflict, they may not be in Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania next year. But I think they have 2 events in Saudi Arabia this year, at least one. And if it's in the first half of the year, that might not happen. So they might have to call an audible and get it back into like an NBA size arena. Then what you going to charge for that? But yeah, they pretty much told you, hey, or get off the pot. So here we are. The only thing you can do, fans, if you're a diehard fan and you're as upset as I am, I'm not saying to stop watching, but you got to stop giving them your money. I'm not going to pay. I have not paid for the ESPN app yet, and I have no plans to do so. As long as my homegirl will come log in, and of course, nefarious capers if need be. So be it. So be it. But you're not going to get that $30 for me because what you've been doing since you moved to ESPN, you have not given us the $30 product yet.
My ass paid for it, man.
I know.
We'll see how I feel at the end of this year, man. Hopefully, I don't know.
I mean, actually, I'm not being fair. Night 2 was worth $30.
Yeah. Yeah.
But night 1.
It was a save, man. It was definitely a save.
Yeah, night 2 WrestleMania 42 was worth $30. Night 1 was not, only because, of course, again, an hour of ads.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Night 1 just felt like, all right, let me try to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
And you just waited for, the Gunther match versus Rollins. I think that was like, and then you wanted to see if the title was going to change hands between Cody and Randy. I think that's the main thing people was just like tuned in for, honestly.
Yeah. So either the product has to get so bad that people don't want to go to the live events and they don't want to buy merchandise. Not subscribing to the app would be an indication of a product that's not worth it. And then not going to the shows is you letting them know that you're not making this affordable. And then those who still go to the show and pay the price, let it be known if you're not satisfied while you're there, because they're fucking up the wrestling that we love. WWE, they're killing off the fan base. So what a perfect time for people to convert over to All Elite Wrestling. We're going to start doing more AEW coverage on here, Go. So I need you to get with the program.
Okay.
Go find you some superstars over there that you identify with. Watch a superior wrestling product. It may not have all the bells and whistles of WWE production, but hands down, a much better wrestling product. And you definitely get your money's worth on the pay-per-views. Watch AEW, watch TNA, watch MLW, watch GCW. Support your local indies. There's one in every state. And whenever AEW, Tony Khan, when you put that AEW championship on sale, this one's coming down. Big Goldie's coming down. It's going to be on the floor.
That's real
with
shit
the corporate
right
championship. I'm going to keep my Tar Heel one. But I bought this at WrestleMania 40, which was my last WrestleMania and one of the best ones I've ever been to. So that's what that represents. It does not represent TKO.
Yeah.
TKO. And now it's time for the plugs. Great segue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Stephen Gold, what you got cooking right now?
Yo, so last year I did this thing called Why Not Fridays. Well, I did a whole year worth of freestyles. So up to like 50 plus freestyles is on my SoundCloud. Look up Stephen Gold. Check that out. And I also have music on all platforms: iTunes, YouTube Music, Spotify, Tidal, or music to come. Old music that I put out a while ago. It's all still classic, all still true to myself. And nowhere but up, baby.
Absolutely. The link is in the description for SoundCloud. While you're there, check out our other co-host, Madison Jay.
County.
Mr. Rap is Like Wrestling 1, 2, and 3 in his new project called Still No Matter What that you can buy on stillnomatterwhat.com. All proceeds will support the artist directly. So make sure you support independent hip-hop. Go to hiphopandwrestling.com so you can get some official hip-hop and wrestling merchandise, HHW merchandise like this hat right here. And I got t-shirts. We appreciate the support. Make a statement. Yeah, go. So did I forget anything?
You forgot to say peace.
That's right.
Peace.
You flick up with the sickest. I cough with bad intentions. I need your riches and the food up off your dishes. These statements are malicious. You rappers leave me in stitches. Hardy hard, you small like Marty Marr. I just link with Money Man Club at Mardi Gras. I speak